Joe Exotic sets his sights on President Trump. He's a little pissed off, I think. He didn't get the pardon. The limousine was waiting for nothing. And Joe Exotic is probably going to spend at least the next 2 decades behind bars. So what's he saying? Well, he's got some things to say about Trump for sure. Joe Exotic tweets. How does he tweet from behind bars, you say? He's got somebody on the outside running his account. He apparently sends them messages and they post on @Joe_exotic on Twitter. And he says, I was too innocent and too gay to deserve a pardon from Trump. That's what it was. Homophobia was the reason why he didn't get the pardon. It's the angle he's taking, at least in this tweet. I was too innocent and too gay to deserve a pardon from Trump. I only mattered to Don Jr. when he needed to make a comment about me to boost his social media posts. So he's saying Don Jr. was using him for clout. He didn't get the pardon, so he's firing back at everybody. Boy, were we all stupid to believe he actually stood for equal justice. His corrupt friends all come first. Joe Exotic accidentally making a good point there. And he's suggesting that because he's gay, the Trump administration did not hand him a pardon on their final day in office. And Joe Exotic is really without any help right now. So he's not happy about it. But can we guess who might be? Yeah, you probably guessed it. Carol Baskin is thrilled that Joe Exotic didn't get a Trump pardon. Of course she is. Of course she's thrilled about it. I was hoping that Trump would just throw him a line on the way out, just because for the next couple of months, we could watch him on the Today Show. We could see him doing some interview with what's left of Larry King on some kind of YouTube channel. There's a lot that could have happened with this, and it would have been all glorious to see. Carol Baskin told BuzzFeed News she's breathing a sigh of relief that her rival Joe Exotic is remaining behind bars after he failed to win a pardon from outgoing President Donald Trump. His lawyers were so confident he would be on the list, they even hired a limo to pick him up. Here's the limo that was waiting for Joe Exotic, just in case you haven't seen it. And he never got to get into this thing. That would have been cool. Look at that. Is there a pool in the back? What's going on back here? What's this about right here? Pretty impressive looking, if you ask me. And that gull wing door, I think that's what they call those, I was waiting for Joe Exotic himself to jump on in there and head out into the sunset. But he will not be doing that anytime soon. He will be behind bars to, I guess, serve out the remainder of his sentence. So yes, he's saying that he was too innocent and too gay to deserve a pardon from Trump. Now, a reminder, he's serving 22 years in prison. He's been behind bars for a couple of years for trying to pay an assassin $3,000 to kill Carol Baskin. Maybe why she's happy. He was also convicted in April 2019 of violating federal wildlife laws for killing 5 tigers, for selling tiger cubs, and falsifying records. He denied the charges. Here's what Carol Baskin said. I think only Joe's team and media were ever thinking about a pardon for Joe. There's no benefit other than a feeble attempt to deflect attention for anyone to pardon somebody who walked up to 5 tigers and shot them in the head in order to clear cage space for the circus, who was going to pay him to board their tigers during the off-season. Tigers are the world's favorite animal, and Joe Passage, that's his real name, is right where he belongs, in a cage. Shots fired, no limo, and Joe Exotic says it's all because he's gay. Why don't you think Trump made the move to pardon Joe Exotic? I really would have enjoyed watching all of this. Are you with me? I know, of course, there's stuff that happened here that isn't the greatest, but we can all hopefully agree that the media spectacle makes things more entertaining. It certainly did during the beginning of the pandemic when we were all watching Tiger King. What do you make of Joe's claims that it was his sexuality that led Trump to ignore giving him a pardon? Or that it was only social media clout that Donald Trump Jr. was looking to get when he posted about Joe Exotic? I never really thought this was going to happen. I'm more amazed, frankly, at some of the other pardons that were on Trump's list, like Kodak Black, who wasn't the biggest Trump supporter. Lil Wayne makes more sense. Joe Exotic probably would have been a big supporter, but it doesn't look that way now. What do you think? Let me know, and we'll talk to you real soon.